Hey guys, I'm Greg. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's go see what's in the fridge today, guys. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Rico. He's got the damn electrical tape on there just to keep anything from leaking during shipping. This is Kane Brewing Company. They're out of Ocean, New Jersey. And this is their Morning Bale Imperial Milk Porter with coffee. So this is a big porter, not a stout, in collaboration with Rook Coffee. So this has got coffee in it for sure. 750 milliliter, great big bottle, enough to share, which I intend to do. This is a 9.2% alcohol, which is a big beer for a porter. And I've told you this before, guys. The brewers can put whatever they want to on this. If they want to put it as a porter, they can put it as a porter. If they want to put it as a stout, they can list it as a stout. 9.2% Imperial. That's not what the porters were originally designed to do. The porters were the darker beers that were brewed to be lower ABV, if you like the darker roasted malt or whatever they were doing with coffee or whatever. Back then, back in the 1700s, the dock workers, the warehouse workers in England and wherever were drinking this beer because they like the darker roasted malt and those flavors, the darker beers instead of the lagers or whatever the case may be. And they were not, to my knowledge, brewing Imperial porters back then. The stouts were the bigger versions of the darker beers. So this is, and now with all the craft breweries and brewers doing whatever they want to, they can call it what they want to, but this is probably going to be a pretty dark beer. It may have some red rubiness color through the bottom of the glass, not being pitch black motor oil, used motor oil black, but I don't know. We'll find out here in just a minute when I pop the cap on this great big bottle. Rico sent me this beer, so Rico, that's again my brother. I don't think I've had anything from Kane Brewing. If I have, I don't recall it. So, not seen this in the beer stores here in this part of Virginia. So, I do appreciate him spending his heart on it because I'm sure this 750 milliliter bottle was very pricey. It's probably a 15 to 20, maybe even more for this size bottle, especially being a 9.2%. So this may be a $25 bottle of beer, especially being an Imperial Porter, like I said. But anyway, we'll find out just how dark the beer is here in just a second when I pop the cap on it. Commercial description on this says, Tidal Series. A favorite morning stop of ours since we moved into the neighborhood a few years ago is Rock Coffee Roasters of Monmouth County, conveniently located just around the corner from the brewery. They roast and brew their coffees with the same dedication to quality and craftsmanship that we focus on here at Kane. We couldn't think of a better group and like-minded people to work with on a collaborative project. The result is Morning Bale, our Imperial Milk Porter. That means when you see milk written on the label, it's brewed with lactose. The yeast cannot eat that type of sugar up, so it tends to be on the sweeter side. If you don't add lactose to a type of beer like this, it tends to be kind of dry because the yeast eats all that sugar up. So when they brew with lactose, it lets it be a little sweeter because the yeast cannot eat that sugar up. So that's what lactose is all about. If you brew a dark beer like this and it's too dry, Next time you brew it, you put a little lactose in there. It makes it just a little bit sweeter because it can't eat that. The yeast can't eat that up, and it might end up being where you want it to be. So, the result is Morning Bell or Imperial Milk Porter brewed with their dark roast Sumatra coffee, and that is some really tasty stuff. That's a kick you in the butt, wake you up kind of coffee. We added a healthy amount of milk sugar to an already complex dark malt build to sweeten and balance the bold flavors and roasty bitterness of the coffee. The result in this collaboration is a full-bodied porter with a big bold flavors and remarkable smoothness. Style Imperial Milk Coffee Porter. Malts are Maris Otter, Munich, roasted barley, medium crystal, and chocolate. Sugars are lactose. The hops are Magnum. The yeast are American. ABV is 9.2. IBUs are 26 on this beer. Food pairings for this style of beer. Cuisine is barbecue, cheese and pepper, Monterey pepper jack, sharp blue cheddar, stronger cheeses. The meat is game, grilled meat, and salmon. Glassware is a Stemper tulip, oversized wine glass. Yep, that's my favorite glass. It's all in beer glass and can be sold for long periods. The only thing I can say, when you sell this type of beer that's brewed with coffee, the coffee may fade. If you try to sell this for 5, 10, 15, even 20 years, the coffee may fade on you over time. So you may want to drink this within 5 years or so, maybe even 2, to get that full coffee, Sumatra coffee flavor on this style of beer. But it's 9.2%. The alcohol is going to let it keep for a while. You just may lose some of that coffee flavor. So, enough talking. Getting ready to order some more openers and some t-shirts, guys. As soon as I get them, we'll do a video, let you know that I got them, and you can tell me what you want if you want one. And he's got a yellow sticker on this that says February 20th of 2016. And he has added that because it's not on the label anymore. So Rico, thanks a bunch, my brother. Let's see if we can get this cap up. And a lot of these 750 milliliter bottles, it's hard to get this opener in these gravy. The caps are bigger than the regular 12-ounce bottle. Nice hiss. Very nice hiss. More so than you typically get on a big beer like this. So, nice carbonation. And it is not pitch black coming out of it. It looks kind of cola colored, but once I get it into the glass in the big bowl part, I got a feeling it's going to be pretty dark. Might see a little red rubbiness around the bottom portion of the glass. Oh, that's a good looking beer. About a finger of head on that. Just get it over to the light and see if I can see any. And I'll tell you what, it may have just a slight hint of some red ribbiness around this thin part. Not much at all. This is a pretty dark beer. For a porter, it's very dark. Very dark. Just maybe a slight hint down on this thin part. None at all to the big bowl part here. Looks very much like a stout in the glass. Let's get a nose on it. Big, 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 big coffee notes. Especially being it's fresh. February, I'm doing this in June. March, April, May, June. 4 months. 9.2% Imperial Porter, coffee porter. Big coffee notes. I mean, rich roasted malt. Nice sweetness on the back end from the lactose. Oh, it smells wonderful. A great beer to finish up the evening with, which is what I'm doing today. Final beer of the evening for me. Wow, the coffee smells wonderful. And I'm a coffee drinker. I drink it in the morning. I don't drink it all day long. I mean, there's some people that drink coffee all day long. I have 2 big cups in the morning and then I'm done. And because if I drink more than that, it messes my stomach up and I don't go through that. I know what to do and I just don't do it. But I don't drink decaffeinated. I drink full bore black. I used to drink it a little sweeter, with a little bit of sugar, and a little bit of cream, and all that. I don't do that anymore. Give me the hop chain stuff. Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, straight up. And this smells pretty damn strong as far as coffee. Well, let's do it. Let's get it on. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Thank you, my brother. Kane Brewing. Smells wonderful, guys. Cheers. Oh my God. Coffee is off the chain. If you love coffee, you'll love this. Coffee is off the chain on this. Just enough lactose in there to give that sweet back in. And just enough coffee in there to know you're drinking a coffee infused beer. Oh man, that's delicious. And they call it morning bell. Unless I was drinking this on a Saturday or a Sunday, I could not drink a 9.2% and go to work and function safely. Of course, if you're sitting at a desk or something like that, you might be able to go. But running saws and building cabinets and all that equipment, I have all my fingers. I want to keep all of them. Yeah. I don't want to cut no damn fingers off because I've got a damn buzz going on. So, a great beer for the weekend if you ain't got a whole lot to do dangerously, running chainsaws or any kind of stuff like that, or any other kind of power equipment, but very tasty. Very, very nice. Very well made beer. That Sumatra coffee is just, God almighty, it's just, wow. If you don't like coffee, you're not going to like this beer. I'm going to tell you that straight up, guys. But if you're a coffee lover, and you like a darker beer, or an Imperial stout or a porter, you're going to like this. This is pretty damn tasty. Well, straight out of the fridge, let's let it warm up a little bit, come up to room temperature, pour her a glass, maybe fire up a stogie to go with this, since it's a nice, rich, roasted malt coffee style beer. And sip on it until it comes up to room temperature, probably 45 minutes or so. Nice Maduro wrap cigar go really well with this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. This is an awesome tasting coffee port, Imperial porter on top of that. They could just as easily call this an Imperial stout. It's up to the brewer depending on what he wants to call it. I've had stouts that's not quite as dark as this, and it is pitch black. And I've had porters that were lighter than this and darker than this. It all depends on what the brewer wants to call it. They could call this an Imperial stout. I mean, there's no reason whatsoever why they could not. The malt, the color, the ABV, it could be very easily be called that, but the brewer wouldn't call it an Imperial porter instead of an Imperial stout. Rich roasted malt, huge coffee notes on this beer. Sumatra coffee, nice sweetness to the back end, balances the beer out. 9.2%, very well hidden. I've had beers that were much boozier than this at 8% or even 7.5%. Very well hidden, very well made beer. Kane Brewing out of Ocean, New Jersey, very well made. The only fuss, and I'm going to tell you right out because I'm a date Nazi, even though Rico put on the cap here that it was done on February the 20th of 2016, it is not written on the bottle anywhere. So he got the information from somewhere. But if I was going into the store and it didn't have a vintage on this, even though it's a 9.2, I may not buy it because it don't have 2014, 2015, 2016 vintage. And that's basically all the information you need to purchase a beer of this magnitude and this style. If it was an IPA or double IPA, we want the month and a date. But just having the vintage on there, it's a 2016 version of the Morning Bell, 2015 version of the Morning Bell, which it does not have. But like I said, he's got it on here, so he got that information somewhere. And like I told you earlier, this is probably a very pricey beer. Being a 750 milliliter, great big bottle in a 9.2%, $15 to $25 a bottle, I'm guessing. So Rico, you might want to put in the comments what this bottle cost you before you shipped it to me, or where you got the information on when it was bottled, whether you contacted the brewery or it's on their website or wherever. But it needs to be on the bottle. If you're doing a 750 milliliter, the vintage needs to be, if not on the front label, on the back label somewhere, if not inked on the bottle somewhere. So, just my opinion. I'm going to tell you guys straight up, So, but I do think this is a very well made beer, a very awesome beer. The coffee is just off the freaking chain. Sumatra coffee. Every time I see a beer that's done with Sumatra coffee, I know this is going to be a great coffee beer. Whether it's a porter or whether it's a stout, it is a great coffee beer. And the 9.2% would be the only reason I wouldn't want to try this for breakfast, even though I don't drink beer for breakfast. I've told you that before. A lot of people do. A lot of you young bucks can drink stuff like this for breakfast. I cannot. I'd go right back to bed. Wow. Coffee is, oh God. If you're a coffee lover, if you drink coffee all day long and you like a dark beer like this will give you a woody. It's pretty fucking ridiculous. Coffee, roasted malt, caramel, toffee, chocolate. But the roasted malt and the coffee is just outstanding on this beer. It is unbelievable. Morning Bell, delicious. Final chug. Wow. Freaking awesome, guys. You drink this for breakfast, it's going to ring your bell. If you drink this whole bottle by yourself on a Saturday or Sunday morning or whatever day when you're off, whatever day you drink this, you drink the whole 750 milliliter of a 9.2%, you're going to have your buzz on. You're going to be in the hammer lane. Don't operate any heavy equipment, any saws, anything to cut your freaking hands off, fingers off, or anything like that. But if you ain't got nothing to do, you want to drink this, and you're free for the rest of the day, by golly, go ahead. I wouldn't, but I'm an old guy. You know how us old fogies are. We don't drink stuff like this in the morning. I don't anyway. I want to be able to function the rest of the day. Not have to go back to bed or be shit-faced half the day. I drink these beers from 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock in the evening, guys. That's when I do most of my reviews, 99.9% of them. I don't drink beer during the day, even on the weekends. Very rarely I'll have a beer before 3 or 4 o'clock, even on the weekends. And then when I do have it, I've got nothing else planned for the day other than doing beer reviews or sipping on something like this. So, very tasty though. Very well made beer. Awesome beer, Rico. Very nice. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it, my brother. I do think this is an A beer, guys, and that's what I'm going to give it. Only plus I got, it doesn't have the vintage on it, even though he put it on the cap. Wherever he got that information from, he's got it on the cap here. I would like to see that vintage on the label somewhere, whether it's the front or the back or inked. If it had it on there, I would probably give it a 9 out of 10. But it does not, and he had to find it somewhere and put it on the cap. So, I'm going to give it to 8. If I was putting a numeric rating on this one, guys, I would probably give it a 92 or a 93. Low 90s. Definitely an A beer. Very tasty. A great beer to finish up the evening with, especially to share, and I shared it with her and she loved it. She likes these kind of beers. The only way this could be better is to put it in a bourbon barrel. And like I said, depending on how long they're going to leave it in a bourbon barrel, I don't know how much coffee is going to fade over time. So maybe a 3-month stint in a fresh bourbon barrel that's never had beer in it would be a great option for this. So, very nice. I enjoyed this. Thanks, Rico. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 93 outstanding. That's about where I put it. That's exactly where I would put it, about a 93. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says 97 overall, but only 78 in the style. So 93, 93, and a 97. All A numbers there, guys. Very tasty beer. Very worth picking up. Like I said, don't know what this bottle cost. Rico, like I said, you might want to put it in the comments what this bottle costs. I would estimate between $15 and $25 for a 750 milliliter of a 9.2%. And I don't know how big the brewery is, Kane Brewing, how far their distribution is, and all that kind of stuff. But would like to see the vintage on it, guys. That's just me. If you've had this one from Morning Bell from Kane Brewing Company out of Ocean, New Jersey, let me know what you think, guys. And come on back tomorrow Let's see what we can dig out of the fridge. We'll dig something tasty out. I got such wonderful subscribers that send me such wonderful beers. I'm sure we'll find something in the fridge that'll be tasty. See you there.